The last time Capcom's Mega Man had a main series game was in 2010 with the release of Mega Man 10. In 2013, co-designer The Blue Bomber Keiji Inafune announced a spiritual successor, Mighty No. 9, that was to be created by his new company, Concept. Funding for Mighty No. 9 was done via Kickstarter.com and was immediately successfully funded. According to Kickstarter, 67,226 people helped raise $3.8 million. It's to be noted that I also pledged $20 for the digital copy of the game at release. Now that it's out, is Mighty No. 9 the new Mega Man game everyone was hoping for, or is it just a giant mess of nostalgia? In an undefined year, advancements in robotics have led to peace and prosperity throughout the world. And true to action hero tropes, that all changes when robots suddenly start to go wild. Our hero Beck, also known as Mighty No. 9, saves his creator Dr. White from the rampaging robots. Along the way, it's shown that Beck's siblings, the Mighty Numbers, have also started to run wild. It's now up to Beck to stop them and find out the cause of the rampaging robots, with support from Dr. White, his co-worker Dr. Sanda, and another robot named Call. The story is hard to judge. It's not comedic, yet it's not too serious. It has a mystery that is not too difficult to deduce. Overall, the story is very average, bland, and just uninteresting. All the Mighty Numbers have noticeable dialogue that show personality, though most if not all the characters exemplify a single notable trait. The main characters have very little life among them, either due to the dull voice acting or their expressionless puppet-like figures when they are supposedly talking to one another. The story takes a backseat a majority of the time, with it not being as big as a focus as the gameplay. The gameplay is the only redeemable thing of Mighty No. 9. Mighty No. 9 plays mainly as a platformer. Most stages involve Beck traversing the stage, dispatching enemies until he reaches the boss of the stage. The controls feel intuitive, fluid, and precise most of the time. Beck can quickly travel through stages with a dash mechanic. He can also weaken an enemy to a point where he can absorb them by dashing at them. Absorbing an enemy can give Beck power-ups that make him quicker or fire stronger bullets. It's a neat and fun mechanic to use. While the controls and mechanics are pretty good, the stages don't implement them that well. Stages have decent designs, but there are times where moves have to be done in the most precise manner to continue. Poor execution leads to instant death. Instant death spikes have been implemented in a good amount of the stages, and are more of an annoyance than an obstacle. At least they are clearly recognizable, though they're just in aggravating positions. Mighty No. 9 is not afraid to hold your hand. Die enough times and you'll be given power-ups and sometimes an extra life. The game also makes it easy to determine the boss order and their weaknesses by blatantly telling you. The boss fights are the best part of the game, giving an intense challenge of the mechanics and reaction time. In order to beat a boss, Beck has to lower their health to a point, then dash into them. An untimely dash can cause him to run into a boss's attack, but wait too long and the boss will regenerate their health. It's a neat mechanic that gives a new layer of strategy to the fights. Most of my deaths were not due to instant kills or cheap surprises, but more on poor execution by the player or just me being impatient. Defeating a boss gets you a new attack ability based on your opponent. Having a specific ability can make the boss a little easier, but it doesn't make it any less fun. The variety of weaponry is nice, but you'll find there are some that are considerably better. They have more control, more power, and they're just more useful. There are very few instances where the abilities will be used with the environment, including one stage near the end of the game. Beck's design also changes to mimic the boss, and it's very hit or miss. The game is not pleasing on the eyes. Character designs have potential, but it was not well executed. There are times the graphic looks well from afar, but when the camera gets close up on a character, it just looks awful. The music and sound design works very well for the stages and properly sets up the intense boss fight battles. Mighty No. 9 does the job as a Mega Man spiritual successor, albeit not amazingly well. If there was to be a comparison to be made to the Mega Man series, Mighty No. 9 would be like Mega Man 6. It has the same gameplay mechanics, the bosses are fun, it feels like a Mega Man game, it's in the series, but it's feeling stale. It's there and should get at least one playthrough, but that's probably as much attention as it deserves. The same can be said with Mighty No. 9. Mighty No. 9 gets a 4 out of 10.